Hello and welcome to the DIBELS Administration How-To Screencast. I will walk you through how to administer these DIBELS assessments to club members, and I'll talk about why they are important for our summer brain game programming. My name is Liz Hauk, and I'm your humble data impact coordinator. So let's get started. So what are DIBELS assessments? DIBELS stands for Dynamic Indicators of Basic Early Literacy Skills. And these assessments can be thought of sort of as a checkup for reading skills in students. Technically speaking, they are a set of procedures for assessing early literacy skills in students from kindergarten through 6th grade. These are designed to be short, 1-minute long fluency measures used to regularly monitor the development of early literacy and early reading skills. So remember that our big picture goal with summer brain gain is to combat summer learning loss. Research tells us that low-income students are most impacted by learning loss over the summer, and that over time, more than half of the achievement gap between lower income and higher income youth can be explained by unequal access to summer learning. So a goal in administering these DIBELS assessments, both before and after summer brain game programming, is to be able to show how much all of your hard work on brain game programs has paid off in slowing or stopping summer learning loss for club members. So for our purposes, we will only be using one part of the DIBELS assessment package. This is one that measures oral reading fluency. This is a test of accuracy and fluency with which a student reads a passage of text. In this assessment, the student reads a grade-specific passage out loud for 1 minute. The staff member who is administering the test listens and records the number of words correctly read by the student in this 1-minute period. The result is the student's oral reading fluency rate. So some things to note in getting started. This assessment will take approximately 3 minutes with each student. It's made up of 3 different reading passages, with each section taking that 1-minute period. Before you get started, you will need a timekeeping device like a stopwatch or a cell phone, a printed copy of the assessment, which includes both the staff's scoring sheet and a student copy for reading, a writing utensil you'll use in scoring, and you'll need to find a quiet place to administer the assessment. So what to expect when you look through your packet. You'll find that you have access to packets for each grade level from 2nd to 6th grade. Inside each of these packets, you'll find some instructions and some boxes for scoring, as well as 2 copies of each of the 3 passages to be read by the student. On the left is an example of what the staff copy looks like. It's got some spaces for scoring at the bottom. On the right is a copy of the same passage that will be read by students. When you're ready to begin the assessment, make sure you have your stopwatch next to you and begin by reading the prompt included in the instructions to the students. Tell the student, please read this passage aloud. If you get stuck, I will tell you the words so you can keep reading. When I say stop, I may ask you to tell me about what you read, so do your best reading. Start here, and then point to the first word of the passage. Then tell them to begin. When administering the assessment, make sure to start the stopwatch when the student reads the first word of the passage. This does not include the title. While the student is reading, you'll score by making a slash through any word on your copy that a student reads incorrectly or fails to read. The maximum time that each student has to read each specific word is 3 seconds. If they hesitate for longer than 3 seconds, tell the student the word and mark that word as incorrect. If the student fails to read the first word in the passage after that 3-second period, tell them the word and mark it as incorrect, then start the stopwatch and continue. Let the student read through the passage, and then at the end of that 1-minute period, tell them that their time is up and put a bracket after the last word read by the student on your copy. Stop the stopwatch and reset for the next passage. You're going to repeat this process for the second and third passages in your packet. So some scoring rules to keep in mind as you go. First, if no words are read correctly in the first row of the passage, discontinue this section and score it as a 0, and don't read any of the other passages. You can count hyphenated words as 2 words. Numbers, either numerals or in written form, must be read correctly to be counted. Abbreviations should be read as they would be pronounced in conversation. For example, if a student comes upon MR period, they should read that as Mr. If they come upon the word TV, they can read it either as TV or as television to be marked correct. Mispronounced words are marked as incorrect. However, there are exceptions to be made for articulation or dialect differences. Omitted or skipped words are marked as incorrect. Words read in the wrong order are marked as incorrect. Words that are self-corrected by the student within that 3-second period can be marked as correct. And lastly, repeated or added words by the student can just be ignored. When you're finished with the 1-minute period and you're ready to score, add up the total number of words read up to that bracket and record it on the line for total number of words on the left side at the bottom of your sheet. Next, you'll count up and record the total number of errors, words that you marked incorrectly, by slashing them on your scoring sheet. You'll subtract the total number of errors from the total number of words, and then you'll record the total number of words read correctly on the far right side. That's it. Thank you so much for your time, especially during this busy week. Good luck with Summer Brain Game.